Tammy's waterfront home offers peace and stunning wildlife views, where her family finds daily fulfillment by the water. But first we'll visit Mike, whose restored church has been transformed into a peaceful home with a wraparound deck and stunning views. Once a building in disrepair, it now provides Mike with a calm escape surrounded by natural beauty. Water, deep, flowing, mysterious, ever-changing yet constant, the inspiration of artists and adventurers. It's the foundation of life. We are drawn to it, to watch it, listen to it, immerse ourselves, and for those who choose, to live beside it.
We found this property 7 years ago. My daughter and I were out for a drive looking at a couple of options as far as either a cottage. Kept on driving. My daughter said it was a wonderful place. Her place was down the road further. We came down, fell in love with the park-like setting of this property. Found out that the church was a William Critchlow Harris church. After purchasing the property, approximately 6 months after my initial walkthrough, made an offer, and we were actually quite surprised that the previous owner took the offer, and we found ourselves the owners of this wonderful property. Coming into the property through the waterside doors, it's really awesome when you come into the property. You come into this open space that you have a kitchen on the right-hand side, and then the rest of the space you can change and modify on a daily, monthly, event basis just to make the property work for you. And we have a number of comfortable chairs, including a couple of pews from other church properties that are really comfortable to sit in and really, pursue where you want to be mentally that day. As you go through the church, you have a washroom on the left-hand side. That I can't describe what it was because it was an old sink, an old little fiberglass shower, and the floor was actually really gross. But now you go in and everything is all modern tile, modern lighting, modern sinks, but yet we still have parts of the church on the wall, some of the old wood that really brings out the connection between the old and the new. As you go down the hallway to the left is a bedroom. As you continue on the hallway, it's another 4-bed bedroom that is under construction. It is really a wonderful place to be able to cook, prepare meals, have a party, because the kitchen itself is open concept. You're able to serve guests right from onto the bar side, right through. We have plenty. When we renovated that, we made sure that there was lots of electrical power provided for anything that we need to have. And we, even during Fiona, we were still able to cook because of the fact that we had a propane stove. And after leaving the master bedroom, there's a set of stairs also from that hallway that take you up to another loft-style bedroom / media room / kitchenette, which has a lovely view of both the beach and the Northumberland Strait. The room that I love the most here in this property is actually the one that we're in. It is the old church, and the sound level is the sound acoustics that are in this church are amazing. There is a real sense of awe and wonder whenever you're in a church, and just a place of solitude that you can sit down, relax, and it's just a joy to be in this room. My favorite view that's from this property, and I don't want to get too particular, is actually from my bedroom, because of the fact that you can be going to sleep at night and you could look outside and you have the moon on the water, and it is really quite awe-inspiring. The room that I'm most proud of in this property is still this church. We've added windows, doors, and it's wonderful now that you can even hear the birds that are outside all through the church. Because of the acoustics are wonderful, you really bring the outside in, and which is really, we wanted to do something here of honoring the architect. And the architect was so big in regards to acoustics that it's so wonderful to be able to utilize the outdoors inside, which I think also really honors the architect. The colors that we chose for this property are current colors, match from what we think were the original colors that the church was painted back in 1887. So when you're coming up from the cliffside deck, you have the gorgeous front of the church with a reproduction window, which is, most people don't realize, but it's 6 inches narrower than what was originally in the church. As you go past the front of the church, you notice that there's a full wraparound deck which goes all the way around the waterside front of the property. One of the most favorite things of the property is probably not just the property, but how people react to it. When somebody comes onto the property, they come down and they think it is just a normal cottage, seaside cottage. And as you come down the right-hand side of the property itself, you end up all of a sudden finding out that you're right on the water in a park light setting. And it's an amazing spot. My favorite view from outside is, first of all, from the cliffside deck at low tide. You have a really wonderful view straight down the beach. It is really quite something. Also at low tide, if you go to the Princess deck on the second floor, that also gives you a full view overlooking the water. And from the cliffside deck, you can see the bridge that connects us to the mainland. The other interesting part of this property is William Crenshaw Harris really emphasized the Gothic Victorian look with the buttresses that are on the side of the building, and which is a real important. Again, we wanted to make sure that we honored the architect. Some of the exterior renovations that we've done include building another part of that looks almost like the church, but in a little bit more modern. Rather than replacing the old windows that were in the church, we've actually put in just the regular windows, just the modern style on that side, but still trying to keep a lot of the same design cues that we had for the church structure itself. You also, between the two structures that are connected through it with a hallway, you have a nice courtyard on the outside. And it doesn't matter what type of beliefs that you have, but the whole building itself, the church, gives you that sense of peace. Some of the most favorite things to do on the property includes going for a walk on the beach. The beach at low tide goes out significantly. The beach, you have wonderful sand, you can go. It's a very quiet beach as well. We're quite private. There's a lot of stuff to do on the beach. You can dig clams, you can search for sea glass. There's quite a bit of wildlife as well just around. If you're into the seashore, everything from a number of different sized crabs and Gammarus oceanicus if you really want to get specific. Yeah, you're also able to barbecue right on the outside, and we've had corn boils and steak barbecues and hamburgers, hot dogs. Doesn't matter what you have, but it's a great place to entertain. Lots of space outside, and barbecuing is a lot of fun. What do I love most about living by the water? One is the sound when the waves are normal. And you just have that wonderful lapping on the shore. The other thing is the change in the weather. We've had everything from the hurricane go through to what we have currently, which is a heat wave. And to be able to experience those wide ranges of heat energy from Mother Earth. It's an amazing place to experience that. What my relationship with water is, it gives you a sense of peace, which really amplifies the amount of peace that you also get from being inside the church. So it's almost like getting a double whammy of peace and relaxation. What the future holds for this property is a number of things. One is we would love to open it up as a wedding venue. Structurally, I would love to add the steeple, but there's a number of things. There's wishful thinking and there is reality. To add another structure to something that's already fairly significant probably will not happen. I'm a father of 3 daughters. It is wonderful when I have my 3 daughters here. That's what home is. Home is having family, and home is having friends and family together and enjoying the outside. We've done a lot of work to this. There's been a lot of input from friends and family. My view is I probably will not leave this place until the time is up.
My name is Tammy Roach. I'm from Prince Edward Island, and I am the only woman who owns a car dealership on the island. So this home is a prefab home. My husband and I typically work 6 days a week. We're very, 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 very busy. So I thought a prefab would be maybe easier to design. So we started looking at, this is actually their show home. So it made it easier for us to make decisions, deciding on walls and colors and all of that, because we could literally go into the house and measure things and figure out where we wanted our walls. So we moved a lot of the walls around differently than what the show home has. And so we picked our house and all of that, and then we had to find land because the house was being built. My prerequisite was to be on the water, 100%. There was no negotiating for me. I had to be waterfront. I found this online one day and we just started driving, and it was February. So we didn't even really realize how beautiful the water view was until that spring, summer when they were delivering the home. We were just in shock at how more beautiful we envisioned it to be. It's near my dealership where the show home is. And I don't know, something one day just told me, go drive in and find out like how much is that house and what does it look like on the inside? And just sort of casually went in and I was like, hey, how much is this house and how long would it take to get one? And just sort of found out some details. And I was like, wow, I think this could all work out. And I knew my husband liked the style. So he sort of controlled the outside and I was able to do the inside. So it was really exciting. And we had friends on the lookout and we were getting all these texts and calls like, your house is coming down the road. So we grabbed our daughter and we drove out here to watch them. They crane it onto the top of your basement. The whole house isn't done, some of it's half done, and then they just complete it when they come here, but it was really neat. I get up every morning. First thing I do is I open my curtains and just look at that amazing view, and it never gets old. And then looking out the windows, that was another thing we added to the house. We were like, I want almost pure glass in the front just because the view is so important to me. The first time I walked through the front door, I just stopped and looked out at this amazing view and I just started crying. I can't believe this is my house. I still don't believe that it's my house. There's days where I wonder when the owners are going to come home. It's always been an aspiration of me to live on the water. That's always been something that I have partnered with success. So the fact that I was able to build this and have this and the fact that my husband and I did some work on it ourselves, it's our home. We love it here. So you come through the front door, and to the front of you is our dining room, which I have a glass table because I didn't want to impede the view. The view is the most important thing. So you come walking through and then you turn and see our open concept living room, which leads right into the kitchen. We do like to entertain, so we wanted a big open space. And then you go down the hallway and there's a bathroom on your left, and then our primary bedroom and my daughter's bedroom and a workout room and our laundry room at the very end. So we kind of wanted the main floor to have everything for when we get older. We do also have a basement, but we could live in this house without having to go down the stairs if we weren't able to. And downstairs, there's my husband's VR room and also a theater room, which we love. In the wintertime, we watch a lot of movies. We have the big 10-foot screen and big surround sound systems. Then there's a couple bedrooms down there for guests and a bathroom, our black and white bathroom. It's a nice size home for us. My favorite room is the living room. I think because I can see the kitchen, we sit at the island a lot. I love the view. When I decided to bring black inside the home, it was to reflect the outside of the house. And I do think black is a great grounding color for an interior. So I do have a picture wall. Usually events, monumental events, there's a lot of pictures of trips on there, or when we open the dealership, there's pictures of families and close friends. And I do plan to add to it as time goes on. I love looking at the pictures. It's memories. It's my memory wall. That's really what it is. The theater room was something we both wanted and we both enjoy. My husband would be the one that's more responsible for the technical side of it. He loves researching and making sure it sounds good and looks good and the quality's good. I was more part of the decorating, the colors, the theater seating and things like that, but we both really enjoy the theater room. Mostly to see the best views is out on the deck. So either sitting in the hot tub or swimming in the pool or sitting on one of the great seating areas we have outside. And the kitchen. I like sitting at the kitchen island and having morning coffee or eating supper with my daughter and my husband. And we often sit there and look out and have a great meal together, yeah. The room that impresses me the most is definitely the living room. Walking into the living room and looking out almost 20 feet of glass into this amazing view, it literally takes your breath away. I walk out and I'm just like, it's so beautiful. It's beautiful 365 days of the year. I mean, even when it's frozen over or when it's fall or summer, it's beautiful. The room I like the most, and I often joke about it, is the smallest room in the house. It's the pantry. I am very particular. I don't like things on the counter. I like things to be clean spaces. So we have this little room with a countertop in it and our coffee maker's in there and our toaster and anything you'd find in a pantry. But I love that it's all in there and sort of tucked away. And I didn't think I would love that room so much until I actually had it. The heart of the home is the kitchen. I think that's pretty typical for most islanders. Anytime you have a party or people over, everybody always ends up standing around the kitchen island. So in the summer months, we're always out on the deck. If the weather is good, we're definitely on the deck. When I want to relax, I typically go in the primary bedroom and read. That's my main thing. I like lying and reading. Well, coming home to a house on the water, you get different smells every day. Some days it smells really salty, and some days it doesn't. Yeah, I love walking up to the front entryway. The big, huge pillars that we have is my favorite thing outside. I love those big pillars. And then the gardens, I like to make it a little low maintenance because we're busy. But I want it to look good. So we have grasses and different colors. And I'm adding every year to the yard and to the garden. And I want to keep adding stuff, but stuff that's kind of low maintenance. And then when you come around to our beautiful deck, if the weather's good, we're out on the deck 100% of the time. And then the pool, of course, which we're in all the time. And we love sitting out. We have lots of seating areas outside with our beautiful propane fireplace. And the sunsets here are spectacular. The pool would be my favorite exterior part of the home. We absolutely love swimming in the pool and entertaining in the pool. And, it's good exercise. And it's just after a long, stressful day at work, we're very busy. It's just nice to relax, maybe with a beverage in the pool and just kind of float around and just listen to some music and talk to each other. And yeah, it's just a nice way to unwind. Outside, my favorite place to sit and enjoy the view would be in the hot tub. On a weekend morning, I have my coffee and we just sit and enjoy nature and the ocean and just being outside. My husband and I love doing projects together. We love working together. We work together at the dealership and we also work together at home. So obviously we like each other, but we're always adding to the deck, always have projects on the go. We just added to the deck and we did the theater room ourselves. So who knows what we'll do next, but we're always doing projects together. Keeps us active. We walk out on our deck and we built it. We did everything ourselves. So it does give you a sense of pride. You appreciate it all the more. And plus we enjoy it. And just because of the view and the fact that we don't have a lot of neighbors close by and we have privacy and the entertaining, we love to entertain. We always have people over. We're always barbecuing and swimming in the pool and sitting by the fire. Yeah, it's fun. I love looking out at the water from my deck. First thing I do when I get up in the morning is open those curtains and look at the view and see what the birds are doing and just see where the water's at, depending on the time of year. And then I go to the gym across from my bedroom and I usually work out, not every morning, as much as I can, and then come out here and feed my cat and get my coffee and get ready for work. When we come home from work in the summer, we go straight in the pool. It's the first thing we do. In the wintertime, we probably sit around and make some supper and sit around our island and look outside. We're always looking at the view. We also bike. We have bikes, so we bike around here. It's beautiful around here. There's amazing views everywhere you go. I go for walks a lot. My husband loves mowing his lawn. Yeah, we just like being outside, anything to be outside. Our friends love the house. Yeah, it always kind of reminds me of, like, you forget how beautiful it is because it's your home. You still can't believe it's your home. But when people say to me like, wow, what a beautiful home you have, I'm always like, thanks. You know, it's important to me. The house I have for me, not to impress people. It's for me. Like it's my home. It's where I feel at peace. Yeah. When we throw a party, well, we always end up in the kitchen or we're out on the deck. So there's usually people in the pool or in the hot tub or around the island. Everybody's eating and having some beverages and just fun. Music, you have to have music. But yeah, it's just for everybody to have a good time and you can just relax and have fun. So on a rainy day, we might watch a movie in the theater room. No immediate plans to upgrade. It's sort of the perfect home for us now. We're always tinkering and doing little projects, like we're gonna finish filling in the hot tub room, just different little things like that. But for a big project, probably nothing too big. We talked once about maybe downsizing, but honestly, we'd love the idea of having room in the basement for guests or for our daughter and her many, many grandchildren we hope to have. Yeah, no, we love the idea that family can visit here and that they're comfortable while they're here. They have a place to stay. So I don't imagine we'll ever leave this home because it's that perfect size for us here. Everything's on one floor, and then we have room for guests to visit and to feel comfortable while they are visiting. We did buy the lot beside us. So we are kind of hoping that maybe our daughter might build there one day. That would be great. So there's that opportunity for her, yeah. And so she can stay close. I think for the beauty of it and the serenity. And I think on the island, it's neat because we have 4 seasons and the views change rapidly with each season. So that's fascinating to watch. I think people have many reasons to live by the water. Home to me is where my family is, and that includes my cat. And just somewhere I'm comfortable and somewhere that I can feel relaxed and safe and private.
Whether nestled alongside a riverbank or perched high above a distressed ocean, living on the shore has its perks. But beautiful views are only the beginning. The sights, sounds, and sensations of the water are constant in their impact, improving moods, perspectives, and lives. To exist and grow on its edge is extraordinary, an experience made even sweeter when shared with the people we love.